Welcome everyone to this video where we are going to discuss how to prepare CA intern audit. This is Professor CA Rohit Shroff and I welcome you on behalf of PrepWise. A lot of students have asked me a number of questions. Sir, how are we supposed to prepare audit? So in this video, I'm going to try to cover all the questions that students will ask me. After this, if you are left with any question, put all your comments in the YouTube comment section. I will personally reply to every query that you have. I will also pin the helpline number where you can personally WhatsApp me or talk to me over a call if you have any queries apart from this. But here, what are we going to discuss? The most common points that students have asked me, sir, how are we supposed to prepare? The most important thing. Second, sir, what material is to be used? There is so much of content available in the market. How are we supposed to write the examination answers? What should be the language? What should be the chronology? Because a lot of times when we go in ICAI chronology, we are not able to make sense of a lot of topics. And lastly, how much hours do I need to keep for every chapter? So, firstly, how are you supposed to prepare? See, when you prepare subject of auditing, your the whole preparation should be divided into 6 stages. Stage number one, what you should do is you should read the summary notes that is given by your professor. If you do not have any summary notes, you can join the Telegram channel. I have already shared the summary notes. In case if you still cannot find it, you can text me on the WhatsApp helpline. Read the summary notes of your professor, whichever professor you have been studying from. Here the objective is to obtain an understanding. First, let's say you're preparing SA 505 external confirmation. Just read it and understand what is the topic trying to say. Till the time you have not obtained a crystal clear understanding of the topic, don't start memorizing. I have seen what students do is they read one paragraph, they memorize it. They read the second paragraph, they memorize it. No, read the whole topic, obtain a flow of the topic, understanding, and then you go to stage number two, that is memorizing. But when you memorize, you are not going to rely only on the summary notes. Summary notes is to be used for revision and obtaining understanding. But when you memorize, you have to memorize from the main concept book. See, if you memorize this much, you will be able to retain this much and able to reproduce this much in the examination. But if you, let's say, memorize this much, you will be not be able to reproduce anything in the examination. So you have to memorize from the concept book. Here, the core objective is to retain all the content that is given there. But once you have memorized, I have seen a lot of students fail in interpreting the question. So now you will solve the question bank chapter by chapter. In fact, wherever possible, topic by topic. Let's say you are preparing chapter 4. No need to complete the whole chapter and then solve the question bank. Let's say you're done with 505, solve the question bank of 505. You're done with 501, solve the question bank of 501. So solve question bank. See, here the objective is to sharpen your interpretation skills. You should know, okay, what is the line that ICI is asking, on what basis they are framing the question. You will be able to correlate, okay, if this is what they have written in the question, this is what the answer is. So your stage number one is just review, obtain an understanding. Stage number two, start memorizing, memorize the content. Stage number three is sharpen your interpretation skills. Once you have done that, now it is your time to shift to MCQs. My friends, 30 marks is for MCQs. ICI has given you a jackpot, but you will have to practice for those MCQ. The best material, we'll discuss about material, but the best material is going to be the ICAI booklet for this. So once you are done with that, solve the MCQ. See, out of 30 marks, if you score 20 to 25 year itself, trust me, my friends, passing is not going to be a criteria. Everyone here will aim for 70 plus. So here you should solve your MCQs. Once you're done with that, you should test yourself. Do you need to take any test series or anything as such? No. ICI has given you revision test papers. They are giving you mock test papers. Solve past two attempts RTP on your own. Do a self assessment. You already have the solution. You see whether you are able to write it. Even if the question is very simple, a lot of times students, just quickly go through, okay, okay, this question I've already covered in my notes. No, even if you have covered it, you need to write it so you understand whether you are able to reproduce. So two test papers, you must write it. And last, when majority students fail, is re-revision. Re-revision is what? You make your own voice notes. Once you are done with revising the whole topic, let's say you're done with revising 505, make your own voice note in your phone and keep on listening to it again and again over a period of time. Till that time you don't revise it again and again, don't repeat it again and again, you will not be able to memorize. A lot of times, for example, while we were kids, when we had a school assembly, for example, let's say national anthem, till date we know national anthem, we have not revised it. But why do we know it? Because we have repeated it so many times. So all you have to do is just listen to the same voice note on repeat mode. If you have not made your own voice note, you can again join the Telegram channel where I keep on sharing the voice notes. Not just that, we always have a 45 days hand holding program. 45 days prior to your examination, we have 45 days handling program where I come live for 45 minutes every day after 9 p.m. All you have to do is just log in, just come there, be there, just listen to what I'm saying, just solve all the questions that I'm telling you every day. 45 minutes of re-revision, because this subject, if you don't re-revise, you will lose confidence. So this is how you're supposed to prepare. Once again, let me just go over you. Stage number one is review, read the summary notes. Stage number two is memorize the content. Stage number three is solve the question bank to interpret it. Stage number four is lock in your 30 marks, focus on MCQs. Stage five is attempt a test, do a self assessment, and the last is going to be re-revise. Use your voice notes, or you can join your 45 days hand holding program. In case if you need any guidance about 45 days hand holding program, again you can post it on the comment section, or on you can DM me on the WhatsApp number. Now, with this we have understood how to prepare. Now, what material is to be used? For material, you must always have a concept book which is a detailed book, which is not very summarized. This is going to be a Gita, this is going to be a Bible. You need to focus on your main concept book. But along with that, every professor will give you summary notes. In case if you do not have, again, you can reach out to us. You should have summary notes which can help you for re-revising the concept also on the last 1.5 day. This is going to be very crucial, because it is not going to be possible to read bulky notes on last 1.5 day. Then you must have a question bank. Again, if your professor has provided, very good. If not, you can take a printout of last 6 RTPs or MTPs, or a lot of scanners also available in the market. But if you are using any scanner available in the market, just see from which year they have compiled. If they are compiled, let us say from 2010, 2015, a lot of syllabus may have changed and a lot of question may not be relevant for you. So for material, you must have one concept book. You must have summary notes. If you don't have it, you can use ours, or maybe you can develop your own summary notes. And the last is you need to have a question bank. So till the time you do not have all these three in hand, do not start with your preparation of audit. So we have understood how to prepare. We have understood what material to use. Now the most important question that student ask me, sir, how are we supposed to write it in the examination? See, there may be two types of question. One may be a case study based question, or second may be a descriptive question. In case of a case study based question, you write the answer in 3 paragraph form. What is 3 paragraph form? Paragraph number one, you must write the provision. Let's say, for example, for 505, they say external confirmation. Question is talking about, let's say, management is refusing to send external confirmation. Then first you will write provision that as per SA 505, under inverted comma, you will write external confirmation. If the management refuses, auditor shall perform alternative audit procedures, inquire the reasons, evaluate the implication on ROMMS, all those things. You have to write the exact provision. Out of 4 marks, my friend, you get 3 marks for writing this provision. Once you have written that, in paragraph number 2, you need to write case specific. Just keep it very crisp and clear. Whatever is given in the case, 3 to 4 lines is sufficient. Don't unnecessarily, write a lot of things. He has framed the question. He will not give you marks to explain his question only. It is just a mere formality. Just complete it. Last, you have to write a conclusion. Again, you get 1 mark for writing the conclusion. Okay. A lot of times when I tell this, students usually keep headers, provision, then they keep a header, case specific, conclusion. No, it just has to, appear in paragraph form. There is no need to write, provisions and anything, any headers as well. Around 65% of your paper will be a case study based question. Then you'll have descriptive questions. Descriptive is like a very straightforward question. What are the advantages of audit? What are the factors that influence in sample size? So firstly, you try to write an introduction. Let's say, for example, if they are asking you what are the advantages of audit, write what is auditing. If they're asking you what is benefit of understanding internal control, write what is internal control. You get 1 mark just to write the introduction. Then you write around 7 to 8 points to get 3 marks. Approximately 35% of your paper will be what, descriptive. Sooner or later, we'll have one more video where I will discuss a few papers of rankers, a few papers who have not scored well, a few students who have, not been able to make it to 40, where I will show you what were the presentation mistakes in their paper. But basically, this is how you're supposed to write it. So once again, I discuss how are you supposed to prepare. You are supposed to prepare in 6 stages. What material you are supposed to use? You are supposed to use concept book, summary books, and a question bank. How you supposed to write? We discuss how to write a case study based question as well as a descriptive question. Now, the next question is, what should be the language of the answer? So, in case of language of the answer, it has to be ICAI language. More than 50% of your language should match with ICAI study material. Now, people will be like, sir, this is a lot of injustice. Why is ICAI asking us to, rectify a lot of things, memorize? If you're writing the concept, also, we should get the marks. See, what happens in such theory subjects is in theory papers, when you write it on your own in your own language and everything, now when ICI will give you marks, it may be very subjective. A lot of times what happens is a student may ask for RTI copies from ICI, and then what he may do is, see, my friend has got 4 marks in this, I've been allotted only 2 marks. He may send a screenshot to ICI, why 4 to him, why 2 to me? So ICI standardized it. ICI said, see, no, we will not give any subjective marking. If your answer is as per the study material, you get marks. If your answer is not as per study material, you will not get marks. Hence, whenever any notes that you pick up, any professor knows that you pick up, you have to ensure that the language that he's used is matching with what ICI language. A lot of times, professor, to make it fancy, to make it easier for you, they may give you charts and a lot of things in a easier language. My friends, that will not fetch you marks. So you must write ICI language. Now, the biggest mistake that students make is, a lot of times they think, okay, the answer is for 4 marks, but there are only 2 or 3 points. There are only hardly 5 to 6 lines that I've written, or your ICI will not give me my 4 marks. My friends, the person who's checking your paper, he's a chartered accountant. He's not a tailor. He's not going to measure, okay, what is the length of the answer, and then I will give you marks. My friends, he is going to evaluate whether you have written the correct content. So, in case if there are only 4 points, stick to that. No need to manufacture another points. If you do that, your language is not going to match with ICAI. So make sure, don't write unwanted content to increase the length of the answer. Do not use your all your BCom level skills in ICAI paper. Once again, what I have discussed here is, I have discussed how are you supposed to prepare, then what is the material that is to be used, how are you supposed to write, what should be the language of the answer. Now, what should be the chronology that you should follow? See, when you go in ICI chronology, chapter 1, 2, 3, it may get very difficult for you because a lot of topics are correlated. If you follow a very perfect chronology, it may get easier for you. So, what I recommend is, what should be a chronology for revision 1 and what should be a chronology for revision 2. When I talk about revision 1, you start with basic concepts. What do you mean by basic concept? You understand what is audit risk. You understand what is inherent risk. Who are those charged with governance? What is a misstatement? What is a material misstatement? What is a modified opinion? Once you have understood the basic concepts, start with the chapters. So you start with chapter number 1, which is your foundation, has a lot of basic concepts there as well. After chapter 1, you go to 11. People will lecture from first chapter to last chapter. Yes, earlier, before May 24, this was one single chapter which they have only divided. So, a lot of topics are very correlated. So, after chapter 1, you must go to chapter number 11. Then you start with a very important chapter which has a lot of content, which is audit evidence, has multiple standards related to 500 series. So, you do that. After that, you go to chapter number 8, that is audit report, because a lot of times in essay in chapter 4, there is a lot of mention about chapter 8 where modify the opinions for 705. So this is your chronology. After this, you can go to chapter number 2, which is talking about planning. Chapter 6, which is documentation. Chapter 7 again has 6 standards, but which are very independent standards. And then you go to risk assessment. So this is the chronology that you must follow. After this, you must do standard topics which are not standard based. For example, chapter 5, items of financial statement. chapter number 9, which are different entities, and chapter number 10, that is audit of banks. So this is the chronology which I will recommend for the first revision when you are studying for the first time. If you are looking at any marathon, if you are looking at any YouTube videos, I will again insist you follow in this particular chronology itself. Now, whenever you are doing the second revision, you have understood the whole subject, you know the topics well now. Now, in set number 1, you do chapter 1, 11 to 6. Why? These are basically simple chapters, smaller chapters, but it will still give you a weightage of around 30 plus marks. Then chapter number 9, we divide chapter number 9 into 3 parts. Part number 1, all those who have studied with me, is cooperative. Part 2 is government, and part 3 is different entities, for example, sole proprietor, partnership, LLP, and so on. So we will not treat chapter 9 as one chapter. We will treat chapter 9 as 3 different chapters, and this is how we will study. So first set, chapter 1, 11 to 6, and one third of chapter 9. Second set, now you move on to bigger chapters where the weightage is also high. Chapter 4, 8, 3, and again one third of 9. See what happens in the second revision if you start with set number 2. Since the chapters are huge, 4, 8, 3 are huge chapters. If you start with this chapter, no, you'll start having a lot of heaviness. Dear, I am not done with 2 chapters also. So much syllabus is pending. You'll start having a lot of anxiety and all. So first, always complete set 1. So you are confident that I'm done at least with 4 chapters. After this, you start with chapter number 7, 10, 5. Chapter number 5 also has a lot of different items of financial statement, which I always recommend that you should do with other subjects. Let's say you are preparing FM, everyday basis, three items you do. Let's say share capital, reserve, surplus, and borrowings. Next day you do another 3 items. Do not do whole of chapter number 5 together. For this chapter, in case if you do not have notes, again join our telegram channel or text me. I will give you the handwritten notes which are beautifully drafted in around 37 pages. You will be able to complete the whole chapter. I am telling you, maximum give me 6 to 7 hours and you will be able to cover this chapter, and the weightage is really high. So this is how you're supposed to follow. So once again, if I conclude, in the first revision you do basic concepts, followed by chapter 1, 11, 4 and 8, then chapter 2, 6, 7 and 3, and a chapter 5, 9 and 10. But whereas in the second revision you can change. Third revision, you can follow any chronology that you wish to. You have to do a SWOT analysis. For example, the topics where you are weak, you need to focus on that topic. We are very confident, you can probably do it at a later stage. So here we have discussed what is the chronology to be followed. Now, how many hours are to be devoted for every topic? See, now this is totally based on your judgment. Completely based on your judgment. It depends on what is your speed, how much have you prepared so far. So, what I am giving you is just something on my judgment, approx number of hours that you may need. There may be some change, 10%, 15%. I mean, upside as well as downside, but I think in the first revision you may need approximately 117 hours. Why am I telling you this? I have seen students, they target कि okay, I will complete the whole of auditing in 8 days. My friend, even if you study for 10 hours a day, which is a very difficult task to study subject like auditing for 10 hours at a stretch, but still if you do it in 80 hours, you will not be able to achieve it. When you reach the 6th, 7th, 8th day, probably you'll again have a lot of negativity. You think, oh no, I'm not able to do it. So your planning should not go for a toss. So somewhere you will take at least 17 hours to complete a revision number 1. When you do revision number 2, again you will take at least 72 hours. My friends, again I have seen students plan that I will complete the revision of audit in 4 days, 5 days. The first time I'll do in 7 days, second time I'll do in 4, 5 days. No, my friends, you will require at least 72 hours in my humble opinion. Last revision, here, see, in the first and the second revision, I said this were the minimum. Okay. Here I would say maximum that you should take is what, how much? 33 hours. Why maximum 33 hours? Because see, on the last day of the examination, you will not have more than 20 to 25 hours. So if you are studying for the third time, let's say probably 40, 45 hours, you will not understand what should be your approach in last 1.5 day. So maximum in 33 hours. If you can do it in 20, 25 hours, nothing like it. But the third revision should not go beyond 33 hours. So you know how are you supposed to deal with the subject in last 1.5 day. So this should be your chronology. Again, it may depend, some student may be very good with theory, some student may take some more time. So it may differ here and there. If you need any help of mine, any personalized suggestions or anything, again, you can reach out to me on the WhatsApp helpline number that I have shared in the description. So here I have discussed all the 6 points. How are you supposed to prepare, material that you are supposed to use, how to write it, what should be the language of the answer, what should be the chronology to follow, hours that you need to complete that particular self study. My friends, all the things that I have told you will work till the time you take efforts. My friend, discipline, you have to focus on discipline. Discipline will lead to habits. Your habit will lead to what? Consistency. And consistency leads to what? Goal. You have to follow your plan and not your mood. So here, if you have decided that this is what I'm going to do, you are supposed to do it. Just because I have a good mood, I'm in a pretty good mood today, I'll do audit. Today, no, yeah, my mood is not very good. Today, let me do some practical subject. No, you have to focus on discipline. Every successful person, how he is differentiated from others, he knows to do the same boring job every day. You have to develop that athlete mindset. Virat Kohli, when he's on the field, even if he's had a bad day with his family, he will make sure that he will do his job well. He will not play as per his mood. He will focus on discipline. So yeah, right now your job is to make sure that you make this particular discipline. So thank you very much. With this, I hope you have understood. After this, if you have any doubts, you can reach out to me. Again, I have added the WhatsApp helpline number. You can directly reach out to me. We can discuss it over a call, we can discuss it over a message, and any other doubts that you have, you can post it on this particular YouTube thread itself. I will reply it here, so other students also can get benefit of this, or your doubt may be someone else's doubt as well. So I would request, please, please, please add it here. If this video has helped you, please like this particular video, comment on this particular video, so the YouTube algorithm can take it to many more CA inter students and can help all of them as well. Thank you very much. Signing off, CA Rohit Shroff. All the best.